I don't care if you've been up texting the homies, plus a journalist, top secret military information on a non-DoD platform all night. If you up, smash that like button. I'm your host, Kr0nus, and this is Black or Black Times Infinity. And on my right is...
Boy Blue.
You forgot his intro. Mine was kind of long.
Yeah, sorry. It's like, hey, you didn't say the name. I was going to say, I've never been so drunk that I end up molesting somebody's grandma.
Okay. Oh, I know what you're talking about. All right. That's a book joke. Hopefully y'all will read it someday.
If you listen to Dungeon Crawl Carl. That's actually hard to say, but yeah.
Dungeon Crawler Carl. You got to slow it down. That's the thing. That's why it's kind of hard to say. But yeah, we need to do like the whole book club thing. I don't know if today's probably not a good day to do it. But yeah, we need to, because we both read The Land. We can talk about it, I guess, a little bit, but in a little bit, because we got other stuff we got to talk about first. First in the chat is Nobody Yet. We're a little bit late, as always. We're 11 minutes late. Jesus. All right. Sorry. And listener of the week is user 176138646. So thank you. Definitely not
best
bot.
Bot ever.
Yeah. Blue, we are back. Just two of us.
Back at it again. I know I've been out for like 2 weeks.
You have?
I guess I can kind of go into that. So yeah, I was traveling. I was down in Pasadena doing some work. We're spinning up a lab, and oh man, I wouldn't say it was a clusterfuck, but like somebody screwed up. So we hired our team to do white glove service, right? And white glove service means that there's somebody that will unload the truck, take it to whatever floor you need to take it to, unbox everything, and like take the trash away.
Yeah.
Basically what white glove service is in a nutshell. Well, nobody hired anybody to do the white glove service. And when the movers got there, the truck drivers, they're like, yo, I'm not doing this. And I'm like, but didn't they hire you to do that? Like, no, they only paid me to load the truck and bring it here. And that was it. So I was like scrambling to get I was working on our logistics team to get somebody to come out and do stuff. And these truck drivers are like, yo, I guys need to get your stuff off my truck because I need to go to my next site.
Yeah.
And luckily I had a feeling this was going to happen. So I brought my tools. So I'm like unloading the trucks and uncrating. Like these crates were huge. These were big crates because they were full of a bunch of stuff. And I'm sitting there just uncrating stuff. And then like, luckily I had some people come out and eventually help me. But then eventually the people to provide the white glove service showed up and they took over. And I was like, oh, okay, I'm done. But yeah, it was a little bit of a clusterfuck. But oh no, everything worked out. Like the stuff got inside, stuff got set up. So it kind of worked out at the end, just that one portion. Like my watch, like I have a Samsung Galaxy watch and I never saw this before, but it showed that I was stressed. like I looked down at it and it just said stress and it was just red. I was like, God damn. Like I've never seen that before in my life. I mean, I wasn't that stressed. It's just that like I wanted to get these people out of there and I wanted stuff to get loaded. And like they were rushing me, and then like the truck driver, his manager, called them, and like he wanted to talk to me. I was like, dude, like I'm not the guy. Like,
yeah,
I'm not the dude.
But you were the guy. You rose to the occasion. You got it done.
Yeah, I did. I took control of everything and got it done.
That's cool, man. Well, I mean, I've been there. I used to be the white glove service kind of guy. I was the on-site guy for a few different companies. So. Actually, when I was in Iraq, that's mainly what I did is I installed and set up a bunch of storage area networks and virtual servers. So yeah, I used to hop on convoys and Blackhawks. Flew around. Yeah,
that's a lot cooler than what I did. I drove down there in a Tesla, and
I mean that is
and
cool.
A Tesla.
That was cool about 6 months ago. Now we know that. Now you got a swastika,
Yeah, it fucking sucks. it's almost like, remember how like Volkswagen, like they had their like Jewish thing for a bit, like with Hitler and all that stuff. And
it's literally like that right now. Yeah, it's literally full circle. Like, so I'm reading a book called The Anatomy of Fascism, and the amount of parallels with other fascist regimes is astounding today. And I think people really need to like pick up some books and like realize like what's really going on. And I think that. So when people say, it's Nazism, I mean, sort of, but it's more like fascism because that was more than just Nazism. People think that fascism or that Nazism is just like synonymous with fascism, but it's not really. They're both terrible things.
Mm-hmm.
But the way that fascist regimes come up, I mean, it's literally happening to us right now. Like we have like a parallel government running. We have somebody that's not really in power that is like, they're making our government run so terribly that we want like an alternative. And that's like that's the goal of Doge. Like all things they're doing is making our government run terribly. Like today, it was it was in the news that there's a bunch of people that are not getting paid their Social Security on time. And like, go ahead.
No, I was gonna say, did you see that video? There was somebody from the government that was being interviewed, and he was saying that if his mom did not receive Social Security, that she wouldn't complain. She would just wait till next month, thinking that it was just a critical error and it would be fixed next month. And the guy was like, but people who don't get their checks and complain, these are the ones that are committing fraud. And it's like, your mom probably has millions of dollars, so she can probably live check to check, or she doesn't need to live check to check. But these other people who rely on Social Security payments, they live check to check, and they need their money, and they need it now.
Yeah, and this really shows like two of like the major issues with Social Security. With that one story is that yes, there are people that are millionaires that pull Social Security and they don't put in enough money because the cap for how much you can pay for Social Security, like the percentage wise, like what you can pay, is like $176,000, I believe. And then once you're above that, like you're basically paying as much as everybody else, but you are still putting in, like you still make all this money. So that part is kind of messed up. And the other part that's kind of messed up that people like try to lie about on the news and like all these politicians is they say that, Social Security is running out of money. And it's like, that's really a loaded statement because there's this whole thing called a trust fund, and there's more than $2 billion that's in the trust fund. And so for right now, yes, we're paying out more than what we're putting in currently into the system. But there's a trust fund that accounts for that. So as of right now, like it's fine. Like we can run at a deficit for a while until it totally runs out. But we can like fix things like before then, because you know what they're not telling you is that if they take away Social Security, where does that money go? We all paid into it for all of our lives. Where does the money go? Are they going to pay it all back to us? No, they're not. I can guarantee you they're not. They're not even mentioning it. What they're going to do is they're going to try to privatize it. They're going to try to give all this money to whatever bank corporation is paying, the people in power right now the most amount of money. And then they're going to make the Social Security system a for-profit system. And that's just going to mean means testing. People are going to get fucked. And people also don't really seem to understand that Social Security brought elderly people out of poverty. So that's like, if you want to have old people just like dying more quickly, I guess, because they're poor, then sure, I guess get rid of it. But it's also, it does, what they're doing in this administration doesn't make any fucking sense to me. Like, we're paying for this service. It's widely popular. No matter what anybody tries to tell you, it's popular. People like it. And we're paying into it. And there's no recourse to like replacing it. There's like no replacement thing for it other than a private corporation. And we're never going to get our money back out of that. So like, I'd rather it go the way it is, fix it, like have the people that are, over $176,000, over $176,000 or whatever, pay more into the system and figure out other ways to make it, last longer. But for right now, it's okay. There is a trust fund. So,
yeah. But what about all the scammers and the people who are 300 years old who's collecting Social Security?
Yeah, the whole 300 years old thing, that's just total bullshit. Are the people that can scam Social Security? Sure, we can scam everything. I mean, Jesus Christ, we have people in the current administration that have scammed people. I mean, they're literally scamming people right now. Like our current president has bankrupted like 9 times.
I thought it was like 11.
It's a bunch, and he's doing all this super scammy shit with crypto and NFTs and all that shit. So yeah, that's all scammy stuff. So like legit scams, like, but us putting in money for our retirement other than a 401k, which a 401k is good and all, but if you're like me and you have like a lot of money in your 401k, what just happened in the past 2 months has been fucking awful. Like you lost tens of thousands of dollars my 401k. Luckily, I'm not retiring anytime soon, so it doesn't really matter. But yeah. I mean, if you're an old person and you had a 401k, like your shit's fucked because it's tied to this market that can be manipulated by people, like pretty easily.
Yeah, especially with the nature of things going on too with this tariff war that we're doing, which doesn't make any sense. Still people believe that it's going to help the country, but it's just going to hurt more and more.
Yeah,
we're seeing that.
Well, I think people really don't understand like this whole tariffs and trade wars. So the current agreement with especially Mexico and Canada, this is an agreement that Trump made back in his last presidency. And so the fact that he comes back in office and he's like, "Nah, fuck that. We're going to do something else." And I'm just like, and these are our allies. Like, I don't understand the whole point of this. Like, there's only one logical conclusion, but I really don't want to go there. But the fact that he's doing this to our allies is pretty fucked up. And it's what he negotiated, like 5 years ago, or probably even more than that. It's what he negotiated. So like,
yeah,
what are you doing? Like, you won already back then. So like, just keep the agreement that you agreed to.
Yeah. I don't know. This guy has always been flippy floppy. Like, even like when it comes to like Tesla, because like back in the day, he was talking about how nobody's gonna buy electric cars. They don't get like range. It takes too long to charge. It costs too much money. Like nobody's gonna buy an EV. And here he is with fucking his daddy in the front and on the White House lawn, basically making a commercial for Tesla.
Yeah,
and he didn't even say Tesla right. He called it Tesla.
Tesla, yeah, because he's not the smartest guy. But the reason why he did it is because Elon Musk helped him get elected. He put in hundreds of millions of dollars. Like I think it was like $200 million. Yeah,
yeah,
which should be literally illegal, but whatever. I guess. He put in $200 million more than that into his campaign fund, and so he's gonna basically do whatever Elon Musk asks him to do. Or tells him to do, really, and make a commercial with Tesla, who's they're stuck. They're stuck, and they even said on TV buy Tesla stock. Like that should be another conflict of interest. Like what are we doing here? Like this is very blatant conflicts of interest. And the crazy part is that there are other. We say it all the time in this podcast. People give a shit about it, but there's other cars like in China that are EV companies that are better than Tesla.
Did you hear about I think BYD just announced that their charging structure right now for their cars, they could do 1,000. I think it was like 1,000 kilowatts. They can charge the cars at 1,000 kilowatts. Like so, right now the Tesla's charge station, the fastest one can do 250 kilowatts, and China they can do 1,000. And so they say that you can charge your car from like 0 to like 80 in like 4 or 5 minutes.
Yeah,
which is like about the amount of time it takes to pump up a tank of gas. And then like they also have those battery swapping stations too. But like China's like ahead of us when it comes to EVs.
Well, I mean, because I mean, right now in America we're so like anti-intellectual. It's like it's insane. Tesla knew that this was coming from other countries, like these other manufacturers. They knew that they're going to be they're going to have some competition. And they instead of like focusing on stuff that people actually care about, like charging and how fast you can charge, how far the car goes, instead they put out a shitty Cybertruck. Like nobody, I don't want to say nobody, very few people actually wanted the Cybertruck. People have them, but they're ridiculous vehicles. I can't even call it a real truck because it's not really a real truck because it isn't function as a truck very well. And it's been recalled, I want to say like 11 times since it's been out. And all of them just got recalled again because the stainless steel panels, they're glued on. Most of them are just glued on.
Yeah.
It's
crazy because in the recall, they say they're recalling all of the Cybertrucks, and they gave a total of how many Cybertrucks they're recalling. There's only 47,000 Cybertrucks that's been sold.
Yeah.
Since it's been like 2 years now. Like that's.
Remember what he said though?
Low ass numbers.
There was 1 million pre-orders. They had 1 million orders.
Oh, that's true.
But I said it like when it happened. I was like, "There's not." If you were on the tape when they announced that, I said that's bullshit because it was only like $100 to pre-order it, and it's just like, anybody could just drop $100. Not anybody. Most people could probably drop $100. But what you can't drop $80,000. So or more. for a truck that doesn't function very well as a truck. It doesn't off road very well. The inside is Spartan. There's like a lot of things that just don't functionally. There are some cool things about it, like the 48-volt architecture. That's cool. The whole like steering thing, how you just only got
steer by wire.
Yeah, the steer by wire. That's cool. But a lot of other things like where's full self driving at? It's still not here.
The towing capability is crap too. Like, I mean, it's a EV for towing. They don't do very well because it drains the battery pretty quick, and that's how it is for a lot of electrical devices. You put a strong load on there, it's gonna drain the battery even faster. But like,
well, it's the same with a gas powered car. But I just think that EVs. I think what they really need to do with EVs is like, I'm not some kind of fucking genius, but they need to actually put some gears in there and like figure that shit out. Because that's probably a solution, is putting better gearing in them, because right now it's all just like single gear shit, which it's cool for like normal driving, I guess, but I don't know if that's like the best solution for towing. Like, I think having a low gear would probably be better.
Yeah.
I'm not a mechanical guy, but I'm just saying.
So there's this one, I think it was a TikTok or YouTube video I saw that explained how like gears work, like a shifter in like a car, a manual shifter. But then like I watched another video that talked about how like what is it called? The CTV, is that what it's called? The
CVT. You talking about the constantly variable transmission?
Yeah. It explained how that worked, and also how like the traction control works on a car. It's like, wow, this shit's fascinating. Yeah, it's actually really interesting. But yeah, I can see that like having more gears on there will give you a better like kind of, I guess, power ratio or power output.
Yeah, it would ease the actual load on your motor, But I don't know. Like I said, I'm sort of mechanical, but
yeah,
like, it seems like it'd be an easy solution, but they're not focusing on those things. Like they're really not. Like,
dude, they're barely keeping the panels on or fucking using goddamn glue.
Yeah, it's so silly. And you know what? Honestly, like I feel bad for everybody that works at Tesla, because they employ about 250,000 people. That's like a lot of people. Mm-hmm. But yeah, just they haven't focused on the right things for a long time. Like the Tesla Model S hasn't gotten refreshed in a long time. I know recently had some minor refreshes, but it's not enough. I know what the whole Plaid thing, that's cool, but like most people don't need 1,000 horsepower. Like, focus on like a better interior, fucking, a longer range, stuff that people actually are concerned with.
Yeah.
Not 1,000 horsepower, because most people can't really handle 1,000 horsepower.
Dude. So on my way back from, I hope there's no police officers listening to this podcast, even though we have a survey on the podcast.
It doesn't matter. Allegedly.
No, allegedly. So allegedly, on my way back from Pasadena, I wanted to see how fast I could get my Tesla up to, and I allegedly got up pretty high. I got. So I used to have a Kawasaki Ninja, and I got pretty high up on that one, and like my old shit factor kicked in, and I had to back off. I hit that with my Tesla. I was like, whoa, this is really fast, and it got there quick too. Like it was very easy for it to get that high. But I looked at my power rating. I was basically using 1 kilowatt a mile. Like, that's how bad it was. Normally I get like 4 kilowatt or 4 miles per kilowatt, but like, I was just draining the battery. Yeah. You can see it.
That's how it works,
But it's fun though.
On my people ask me like all the time, like, how fast is my BMW bike? And it's like, it's fast. Like I've taken it like to like, I think like over 150 before. And that's like that's scary fast, especially on the bike. You can get there really. I mean, you rode my bike before. Before you rode it in like rain mode, and it's still fast. On
the street. Like, but no, like on my bike, like I was going probably up to like 140, and like the wind was hitting my mask so hard that it was pressing against my face. Like that's how fast I was going. I miss it. No.
Anyway,
but yes. So I know we're talking about political stuff, but your intro, you kind of brought up something that happened a couple of days ago that continues the shit show of America, American Idols.
Yeah, I need to like get one person's name right. I just want to make sure I say the person's name right, because it's somebody who actually, is it Mike Waltz?
Yeah, Mike Waltz.
That's the guy, right? Yeah, National Security Advisor. Okay. That's the guy's name. I just want to make sure I have the guy's name right. So yeah,
say his name right.
the intro that I had was concerning what should have put people in jail occur a couple days ago. So there's this app called Signal, which I use every now and again. It's a more secure than texting, but it's not a foolproof thing. It's basically just like an alternative with end-to-end encryption. If you want to text somebody, you can actually make really secure phone calls with it too. And there's the national security advisor. His name is Mike Waltz. He added in the editor in chief of The Atlantic, which is a magazine or a newspaper. He added him into some random ass Signal chat group. And in the Signal chat group, Pete Hegseth, which is the Secretary of Defense, it was basically him making a group about like the Houthis, and he was giving a play-by-play of what's going to happen on the attack on the Houthis in Yemen with like very specific detail, like what aircraft was going to be used, the exact time they launched, when they're going to hit a location, when they're going to have secondary hits, what drones they're going to use, all this stuff on a civilian platform. And the guy put out in The Atlantic that, hey, somebody accidentally put me in here, and he didn't think it was real at first until he saw the attacks on Yemen, and he was like, oh shit. And so I think he screenshotted everything, and then he exited the group, which is probably the smartest thing he probably could have done, is exit the group. And he posted that happened, and then the people that were in the group, they said that it didn't happen. There was no confidential information in there, blah, 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 blah. And so he was like, oh, okay. So he called up like the FBI, the CIA, and a couple, and the White House, be like, hey, there's
DOD.
there's no classified information in these texts. And they were like, that's what they're saying. He's like, okay, fine. I'm just going to drop it all. So he's like, except for like he redacted one thing. So he dropped like the whole text group out there this morning. And it's just been like a shitstorm. The thing that he redacted was there's a CIA person that was mentioned in the group by name who's an asset. And it's just like, you don't want to out somebody. So that's why he redacted it. But yeah, it's incredible. Like the information that Pete Hegseth put into Signal was top secret. And I know that because I used to have a top secret clearance. So I like, by any stretch of the means, like putting like the exact weapon systems that you're going to use, the times, who you hit, the name of the person you're going to kill, all this stuff, like that's all top secret shit. Like there, in no way, shape, or form should you be using a non-DoD platform to communicate this information. Like that's a no-no. It's even more than no-no. If I would have done that when I was in the military, they would have first of all removed my security clearance immediately, and I would have got thrown in the brig. So that's just, I would have got thrown in the brig because I broke the fucking law. I don't know. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, like, I didn't even know that we were bombing Yemen. Like, I thought we were on a peaceful term with things. Like, we weren't at war or anything. I didn't know we were actually out there bombing folks.
Well, that's okay. I'll give a small segue. This is another issue that I think I'm glad you said that because it's being overlooked by a lot of people. Everybody's focusing on like the whole like security breach thing with Pete Hegseth. Yeah, 100% valid. But what you're missing is that we bombed another country, and literally in the text, he admits to committing a war crime. What do I mean by that? Is like if you go through all the text, he talks about the person that they're trying to kill, that they did kill. He was with his girlfriend, and they went back to his girlfriend's house, and they leveled that building.
Damn.
Like that's
is he like
that? You just killed a bunch of civilians, like, and you knew about it.
Yeah, because like after the attacks happened, like I was like, why are we even bombing Yemen? Like, first, where is Yemen? I had to look that up.
It's in the Middle East. So the reason why that they were being bombed is because back when Jesus Christ. It's back when Israel was attacking Gaza. The Houthis started to attack Israel, and they started to hide. Then they started to indiscriminately attack. Well, not indiscriminately. They started to attack civilian, or not just civilian. They started attacking ships that were in. I forget that fucking sea's name. It's the Gulf of something. Can't off the top of my head. If Papa Bear was in the chat, he would tell me where it was immediately. But yeah, they were bombing. They were attacking like a certain location to basically get Israel to stop attacking Gaza. That was months ago that happened. They've since stopped because there was a ceasefire between Israel and Gaza. But now Israel's attacking Gaza again. But as far as I knew, the Houthis haven't attacked anybody in a while. So I don't know why we would attack, the Houthis now. It's kind of fucking weird. But yeah, like we had no business really bombing them at this point. And then they got into like this whole thing about like really semantics of saying like, oh, he wasn't giving out war plans. And then it's like, okay, you can say it's not war plans because we're not really at war with them. That's just like semantics though. Like you're literally describing what we're going to do. He was giving a fucking play-by-play of what we're going to do. And if that would have got in the hands of the Houthis, then that would have put our assets at risk. So that's why it's a big deal. And they're going to keep trying to downplay it. But yeah, like I said, if I was in the military, I would have lost my security clearance and I would have got thrown in the brig. Probably would have lost rank and I got kicked in the military. If I would have done it as a military contractor, I would have lost my security clearance and I would have been fucking fired at minimum.
Was it the Gulf of Oman?
No.
Or the Persian Gulf?
No. Persian? God damn it. The Persian Gulf? I gotta pull up a map.
Persian, yeah.
I can't remember exactly what it was. But anyway, it was months ago. It wasn't current. So like doing that didn't really it's kind of silly. So,
but like even in the text, like they were talking about how like, we don't want to like support like Europe or something like that, and them being like a handout or something like that. I can't remember what all of the texts say, but they weren't just talking about like bombing stuff. They were like talking shit about like other countries which are like allies of ours. Yeah. I mean, they're childish. This is the reason why I didn't want that guy to be the Secretary of Defense. Like the last guy, I think was it Lloyd Austin? I forget the last guy. Pretty sure it was Lloyd Austin. But he was. Let me look up the Secretary of Defense. I want to make sure I get like the information right, because people might cherry pick me on this. Are you talking about the previous administration, or are you talking about?
Yeah, he was.
Current guy.
It was Lloyd Austin, black dude. He was a 4-star general, and now we get this guy who's I will call him the DUI hire. But yeah, he's not qualified. He was a major in the Army, I believe. He wasn't even a fucking general. Not even a fucking colonel. Like he was basically military middle management, and he's running. And this is the reason why I had concerns about this person being the Secretary of Defense. Besides that, like he has serious accusations of being drunk on the job. Like a lot, and his ties to possibly having racist tattoos on his body, and that's the reason why he didn't move up anymore in the military, and the reason why he got removed from certain things is because of that. But this is a Secretary of Defense, and this is what you get when you have somebody that doesn't know what the fuck they're doing, heading things up.
What's the guy's name again? Secretary of Defense.
Pete Hegseth.
Does he also have like some sex offending stuff out there too?
I believe so. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yeah.
But the whole administration is just full of people who are unqualified to be there.
Yeah, a whole bunch of them. And I can't believe like the lies that Tulsi Gabbard and especially her, like she was just telling on the stand, like, oh, I don't recall about what was in there, blah blah. It's like, get the fuck out of here. And like the Kash Patel, who's the head of the FBI now, him not having any information on what was in the text, I find that to be total bullshit. Like if you don't, why isn't there an investigation? Like honestly, when this story dropped, and they verified that it was true, they should have confiscated every single cell phone of the people that were on that text group, and including probably the journalist too. Actually, no, not because the journalist wasn't in there on purpose, so not him, but everybody else. They should have confiscated all their cell phones, confiscated all their tablets and all their PCs and all their laptops immediately, and remove their security clearances until there's a full investigation done. That's what they should have done, but they still haven't done it, because one of the things about Signal is that you can delete your text.
Oh yeah.
And so the reason why it's a big deal is because there's a thing called there's records keeping, and there's a reason why we do things on DoD networks is to have accountability on what was communicated, and we can't do that when you do that shit outside of the proper channels. And so they can just do shit roughshod, like, I don't know, kill somebody with his girlfriend. So yeah, go ahead.
What's funny about this too is that, I mean, it's not funny. It's pretty fucking sad, but like we've seen this before. Like, Trump was coming out at Hillary telling her like, oh, we need to lock her up because she was using unsecured, I guess, email servers for sending in and out emails. And here we are with his administration basically doing the same goddamn thing.
Yeah, this is kind of worse because they literally invited somebody who they didn't even verify into this group. And there was somebody who was in the group that was literally in fucking Moscow when they were texting this classified information, like literal troop movement and shit like that. Like,
yeah.
When this person's in Moscow, I can almost guarantee you that person's phone was compromised in some sort of way, or at least monitored, and that's just, it's insane to me. And they're just going to get away with it. Hopefully they don't, because yeah, there's like, they all need to be fired. All of them. They're fucking incompetent, literally incompetent.
So it's saying here that Pete, the Secretary of Defense, paid a woman $50,000 back in 2017 for sexual abuse allegations.
Yeah. So I mean, this is what we get for hiring. This is nepotism. When people think about DEI, it's literally nepotism, and this is why we have a bunch of people right now that do not belong in these positions. Pete Hegseth, Kash Patel, Tulsi Gabbard. Like, there's a laundry list of these unqualified motherfuckers that are at the highest levels of our government right now that don't know what they're doing at all. Like, they're just kind of making it up,
I was gonna say it's funny because people keep saying like there's like Saturday Night Live couldn't create a skit this bad for something so crazy like this. Like, this is real life. Like, this isn't like some kind of sketch or some reality show that we're watching. Like, this is stuff that's actually happening here in America, and it's playing out pretty badly.
Yeah, I'm really interested in seeing the mental backflips of the people that still support Trump and his administration. Like, literally, months ago you were talking about lock her up for something that was like for a more minor offense than this. And what are you doing now? You're going to talk about lock him up? Like, seriously. These are very serious matters, and these folks they don't seem to get it. Meanwhile, all this other shit's happening. People are losing their Social Security benefits. They're shutting down the Department of Education. They're shutting down USAID. They're doing all this shit like roughshod. And these are things, and they're not saving money. That's why I can't stress this enough. I'll probably say it on every single fucking podcast until, I guess they fix this. This is money that was already allocated for these places. It's like paying for a car outright, and then all of a sudden the dealership comes back and starts taking off parts of your car, even though you fucking own it. We paid for these things.
Yeah. And plus, didn't they just change like the ruling on segregation? Like, it's no longer considered a federal, I guess, not an act, but like the federal won't like if somebody was to sue somebody for segregation issues, the federal government wouldn't step in.
I'd have to look because I know that there's like things with the EEOC, but it's like I can only pay attention like to so much stuff.
Yeah, it's that dump of information that they've been doing. Like there's just a bunch of shit that's getting thrown at you, and it's hard to track it all.
Yeah, but I just hope people really wake up and this will never happen again. But
I mean, in our lifetime,
not enough people are pissed about it yet. Not enough people are like really waking up to seeing like what this person is doing, and his administration to us, like all of us, like our the way we are perceived by our allies around the world has dropped dramatically, and that's going to impact our lives pretty soon. I would say like within the next like 3 to 6 months. You're going to start seeing things get fucking really expensive and like things like really start to change. Like we're probably, I wouldn't be surprised if other countries didn't start putting travel bans on Americans.
I wouldn't be surprised
like
either.
Seriously, because that's how bad it's getting. This is how wild this administration has gone. Like we were okay before. Don't get me wrong. Like we're not perfect. We needed some change to happen, but you can't just go in there and like literally break everything and then claim that you have the solution. Like that's not how anything works because you don't have the solution. And some things did work. Just fix the shit that didn't work. Like actually do an audit. I don't know. Here's a good place to start. Start auditing the DOD. Audit the DOD. The Department of Defense, for y'all that didn't know. Just audit it. It hasn't passed an audit in like 14 fucking years.
What's crazy is that we're like, what? Are we even at 100 days of Trump's administration? Or selling 47?
It's not even 90 days, bro. Not even 90 days.
Yeah. I don't know. Yeah, I got 3 more years. 3 more years plus some days to go.
Yeah. Meanwhile, I'm still trying to do my VA disability stuff. This is I'm at 5 months now.
God damn.
Yeah, 5 months now, and I've got the one thing that I got there. Did I talk about in the last podcast? Well, like I got a letter that said they may need more information. They may need more evidence. I'm like, tell me yes or no. Like, what more information do you need? I'll provide it to you. Don't tell me you may or may not. I didn't know like what you're looking for. And that was my first communication in 4 fucking months was that one letter.
Wow.
And yeah, and I hired an attorney group to do this for me. And it took me 4 months to get a letter back from the VA. So yeah, this obviously affects me pretty severely because if I don't get my disability benefits to a certain level, then I can't afford this house. I can barely afford it right now. So I'm getting by because I can move money around, but only for so long.
Yeah, man. Hope this shit comes through, but it's not looking good.
Anyway,
all right.
So yeah, that was Signal Gate.
Yeah, that's America right now. Well, it's funny because like speaking of America, there's like an AI audio that was leaked about renaming the District of Columbia, aka DC, to the District of America. Apparently, it was AI.
I don't think it was AI. There's a congresswoman. Was it Boebert?
Well, no. So there was a congresswoman. So the AI generated one was Trump saying it.
Oh.
But the actual congresswoman, I guess, doubled down on that and was like, "Hey, you guys need to stop like making fun of the Gulf of America. Are we going to go ahead and change the District of Columbia to District of California
of America?
Yeah, it's so we're gonna get New America, California to be renamed to America. Fucking all these Indian name states are gonna be renamed to America just because people are dumb.
It's weird because America is Italian, but anyway, people are silly. They need to just like stop trying to. What? I just don't get it. These people are supposed to be all about the Constitution, but they regularly just like flaunt the Constitution like as much as they can while still saying I'm for the Constitution. Like they break all the fucking laws, and hey, how about this? You know what? You can name it the District of America if you make them a state. How about that? Make DC an actual state. You can call it DA from now on. I don't give a fuck. But you know the reason why they won't? is because most people that live there are Democrats,
Well,
or at
one thing
least
that came
left
up
leaning.
when that audio dropped, people were saying like, "Oh, Trump is an idiot," blah blah blah. I was like, "Why is it called the District of Columbia?" And it's not Columbia like the country. It's actually, I guess, apparently spelled different, even though it sounds similar. But it's because of Christopher Columbus is what it's named after. And I was like, "Oh, I never knew that." Like all 45 years of my life, like I didn't know that that's why it's called District of
And
Columbia.
honestly, I'm fine to remove the Columbia name from it because Christopher Columbus, because that guy was a piece of shit. So yeah, I mean, first we're taught a lie in school about this dude just found America. He didn't discover America. People were already fucking here, and even the people that were already here, the Vikings were here even before that. Like he wasn't even the first European to discover America. Like, and he did a lot of like really fucked up shit when he came here. So if you want to remove his name, sure, okay, I'm for that. But I don't know, calling it the District of America that just sounds weird. So
Yeah.
but I'm all for like renaming it.
District of Cities. I don't know, something with a C in it, so it can still be DC. All right, that's enough. I have enough political talk.
Is it enough though?
God, there's still so much more out there.
Have you been watching Daredevil Born Again?
I have not started watching it yet.
All right, I won't talk about that. It's pretty good though. I've been enjoying it.
Yeah, it's so. Is it like? Does it pick up where Netflix dropped off?
Yes, or? It's like a little while later, but yeah.
And it still has the same flavor.
Yeah, it's honestly it's probably more graphic. There's more cursing as far as I remember. People get fucked up in like really messed up ways. Like people get fucked up in the show. Like even the first episode, like really messed up shit happens in like the first like 15 minutes. So yeah.
Well, Disney's really good at throwing money at shows. Like they put some like movie quality budget into the TV series that they have. I mean, look at what was it? Like all the Star Wars series, like freaking Boba Fett, freaking Mandalorian, like that. It looks like you're watching a movie, basically.
Well, luckily
like
this one
special effects.
Yeah, luckily this one doesn't really call for like a lot of special effects. It's a lot of practical effects because it's mostly fight scenes and drama. So it doesn't take that much, and it's just like, oh hey, sorry, Sebastian's on the sorry, I said his name though, but your son is
little boy Blue.
Yeah,
say hi.
I would talk to him, but he can't hear me because I'm in the headphones. So,
yeah. All right. Good night, buddy.
All right. Anyway, yeah. So the show, I'm enjoying it so far. It picks up. I think it's at least as good as the last show. It's kind of I don't want to say fell off, but like the first couple episodes are definitely better than the last that just dropped. The last two that just dropped they're good, but they're kind of good for other reasons. It's kind of like a segue for something kind of bigger, and I think they're linking up a lot of other pieces of the MCU, and I think that is cool. But like the first episode, just like started off like so crazy. Yeah, I'm really enjoying it.
Yeah, because it was cool because we got to see Daredevil in She-Hulk.
Yeah,
and just to see him back on the TV screen was pretty dope. And he had like a whole different color costume than he did on the on Netflix. But I've been meaning to check it out. But like I know it's like, was it like MA, like TV MA?
It is.
I have to wait till my son go to sleep before I can watch it.
Yeah,
but by that time I'm like tired.
Yeah, there's like one part where there's like a really bad like break. I don't want to say where, but it's like, man, somebody gets really fucked up.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely enjoyable, and it's also like it's really dark. It gets kind of like into some really dark shit later. So
yeah. But yeah, I gotta check it out because I enjoyed the Daredevil series. I like for Netflix. I like Jessica Jones, Daredevil, and Punisher. Iron Fist, not so much. Luke Cage was really good because he was all about getting some coffee.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you that one of those people
Mm.
Was it one of them? Yes, one of the people that you mentioned is in Daredevil.
Okay, cool. I'm definitely gonna watch it then.
Yeah,
Hopefully, it's what's the name? Uh, Jessica Jones.
Jessica
Because I
Jones.
don't know
Yeah,
why she was.
I'm not gonna say. Yeah, she kind of did it for me too. I don't know why.
Yeah,
Just like,
yeah. I don't know why.
yeah.
She's just a skinny white chick. Like, but I don't know. um, I guess there's a huge. Speaking of Marvel, there was a huge announcement today about the cast of the upcoming Avengers Doomsday. And yeah, like I only saw like somebody basically did like a quick rapid fire of who's going to be on there, but I was really impressed on who's going to be there, who's coming over that's going to be on there, and a bunch of other little Easter eggs that was there. Did you have to catch that today?
Oh yeah. I saw like all the chairs that were there. I was like, man, they're bringing back everybody. Which I
Yeah,
don't know why they're calling it Doomsday. They could have called it something different, to be honest, because Doomsday is like a DC character villain. But whatever.
that's true.
If they go the whole where I'm thinking they're going to go, which is like basically Secret Wars, which is what they probably should have called it, but um, things this could be a really cool way to reset the whole MCU. So
Wasn't that the original name for it before the whole thing with he who should not be named with Kang? Was it originally going to be called
I
Secret Wars,
I
or
thought
did it?
so. I don't know why they changed it because Secret Wars is pretty cool.
Yeah,
But yeah, I guess we will see. If it is Secret Wars, then they will definitely need to recast T'Challa because it has to do with like the Illuminati, and he's like one of the key members. So, but like I said, we have a chance to like the MCU has a chance to redo the entire MCU after that. During the Secret Wars because you're gonna get a bunch of like multiversal stuff that's gonna happen, and you can get characters come back. They're just from a different universe. So yeah.
yeah. I mean, because some of the people they announced are like people from like X-Men. Like we got
Yep. Patrick Stewart is on there.
Patrick Stewart. Who else is in there? God, there's so many names, and it's hard to remember like who's from
Ro-
what
Rebecca
movie.
Romaine. Rebecca Romaine. She was on there. I saw her.
Yeah,
Saw her
she's
name.
coming back as Mystique, right?
Yeah, good because she doesn't mind wearing the body
Yeah,
paint. Yeah.
that's pretty cool that she's coming back because it's been a while. Kelsey Grammer's coming back too. He's gonna
Yeah.
be Beast
Beast.
again.
Yeah.
Um, we got Paul Rudd, which is obvious, but then we also got uh, the dude from The Last of Us, Paul. Not Paul. What's the guy that's playing Mr. Fantastic? That was also in Secret or in The
Oh,
Last of Us.
Pedro Pascal.
Yeah, he's gonna be on there, so we're gonna see him as Mr. Fantastic.
Ian McKellen. Brandon said in the chat, who would be Magneto,
Yeah,
like old Magneto.
yeah. This is gonna be cool. I wonder how it's gonna play out and how everything's gonna kind of come together. Because we also got like Chris Hemsworth is coming back, and we got what's the name coming back as Loki. Because last time we saw him was during the TV series Loki, where he was kind of controlling the timeline.
Yeah, TVA. Yeah, that's it has potential. So we'll see. I still need to go back. I still need to go watch Captain America. What do they call it? The latest one.
Oh, the Falcons.
Yeah, but it's called something, not Falcon. It's Captain America something.
Well, yeah, what the
I
hell
can't
is it
remember.
called?
It doesn't matter. I need to watch it. It's the one with the Red Hulk. I need to watch. I think when it came out, like I came out to the Bay Area and did SFB week shortly after that.
Brave New World.
Brave New World. There we go. So yeah, I still want to watch that because I like catching up on my Marvel shows, and I need to actually start reading all my comic backlogs because yeah, I've got a lot, too much.
Yeah. That was pretty cool announcement though. I like how they had the chairs and they were just kind of listing off the names and you just knew who every character was by the name that was on there. What else got announced today? Was there a trailer that dropped today? Or I think there's another Superman trailer that drops maybe today or tomorrow.
I did see that. There's something else I want to talk about though. Hold on, let me pull it up real quickly without making my screen go the wrong color. This is the wrong screen. All right, I've done the wrong things. I pressed the wrong buttons. Okay. Talk about Signal Gate. Actually, no, because you haven't watched Solo Leveling, right?
Oh yeah, I'm behind. I'm like 2 episodes into season 1. Like I'm way
Man, you got
behind.
to
But
catch
you,
up.
yeah,
I'm
if
not
you
gonna
want to go
spoil it
into
for
it,
you.
you can go
No,
into
it's
it.
just
Oh, okay.
I'll just say that the last episode of Solo Leveling was amazing. It's the episode to beat of the anime episode of the year by far. Some of the folks that are out there are saying, "Oh, it wasn't that good." You're full of fucking shit. Like I don't care. You can fight me if you want. I'll just check you out. Um, yeah, it was one of the best anime episodes I've seen in a while. The action was fantastic. The animation was great. There was high stakes. It was great. So uh, once eventually you catch up with this, once they go
Yeah.
to the ant colony thing, like you'll see it's amazing.
All right, I need to binge watch it because how many episodes is each season?
It's 12. Like the first one's like 12 or 13, something like that. Yeah,
Oh, okay, yeah, I could
it's
probably power
it's
through.
easy to binge watch. And the second season just like hits the ground running. There's only like one, maybe two episodes that are like not action packed, but the rest of them are just like they're pretty action packed. You know, like
Yeah.
if you're not into anime, this is one of the ones that you can get into pretty easily because there's only 20. I'm sorry, 40. No, not even 40. 24 episodes out right now, maybe 23, something like that. So it's not a lot. Easy to watch, easy to binge watch. 30 minute. I'm
Oh
sorry,
yeah.
22 minute episodes. Check it out. Like it's
Also, there's only 2 seasons. Oh, okay.
yeah. It's totally easy to get
Yeah.
into. Yeah.
I thought it was like season 4. I thought I had a whole bunch
No,
of videos to watch.
this isn't One Piece. You know.
No. Well, it looks like the last episode is next week.
Yes, this is the finale.
Oh, damn.
Yeah. You know, if I recommend an anime that's long, I'll tell you. Like if I say, like watch, you know,
Like Naruto.
yeah, Naruto. Yeah, it's like committing to 600 episodes. That's a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, this is not like that.
Dude, something when I was down in Pasadena, one of my coworkers, he's like a big Dragon Ball fan, and he was telling like we were just, I don't even know how the topic came up, but anime came up and we were just going over our list of stuff to watch. And like he mentioned Dragon Ball Daima on Crunchyroll on Netflix. And he's like, when it first came out, or even when they announced it, people were like, what are you guys doing? Like, you're making them kids again? Like, that's what you did in like Dragon Ball GT. Like, why are you doing that? But I've been hearing like really good reviews of the series. Like everybody's saying that it's really good and I need to check it out. I'm like, all right. And I already know like this big spoiler that they had like at the season finale or whatever. But yeah, everybody's telling me like, yeah, you got to check it out. You got to check it out. It's really good. And plus, Toriyama was behind it, so
Okay, nice.
It was kind of like his goodbye love letter to the franchise. He passed away. But yeah, I gotta check it out. But dude, you gotta get back on Demon Slayer. Like no joke.
I know. I will.
The last season of Demon Slayer, like it's a tearjerker, but then it just ends with like, these people, the Demon Slayer think they're playing fucking checkers or they're playing chess when fucking Demon Michael Jackson
Yeah.
is playing fucking 3D fucking checker or 3D chess. Like he's like one step ahead of them, and it's crazy because it's insane. You got to check it out, man. Like I think it's like Mugen Train, and then it's like the Shibuya district.
Yeah,
and that's where like stuff really goes down.
That's what I hear. I saw like this dude with like a chain and a ball or something like that. Looks like a monk, fucking shit up.
Yeah, dude, it's insane.
Well, there's an anime that I'm looking forward to that I know I'm gonna watch day one. It's called Lazarus, and it's gonna be on Cartoon Network Adult Swim, I believe. Yeah. So it's by
Like
it's by Shinichiro Watanabe, who is one of my all-time favorite, if not my all-time favorite, anime creator of all time. He made Cowboy Bebop. He made Samurai Champloo. He made a couple other ones too that are like really, really good. They're usually shorter anime series. This is only gonna be 13 episodes. But yeah, I'm gonna check it out. It's gonna drop on April 5th. And please join me in watching it. Like I'm looking forward to it. Like his whole style of his whole style of anime is very throwback Western-ish, or like, so if you're big into hip hop, like watch Samurai Champloo. It's basically samurai. It's based on like the Meiji era with like samurais and shit, but it's mixed with hip hop. And then if you go watch Cowboy Bebop, it's like based in the future, but it's really heavily jazz influenced. Like it has one of the best intros of all time. It's Tank. I forget the name of the song or whatever, but it's like a really good intro. But it's about like this guy who's like kind of chill, like fucking people up. Like he's a bounty hunter, and it's just like it's really fun. So Lazarus, I'm looking forward to. I know, like I saw like a sort of a preview of like he's escaping like a prison or some shit, and it's very throwback to like Spike Spiegel from Cowboy Bebop. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, I looked at the trailer right now, and like, yeah, dude, it's like if you took Cowboy Bebop, I mean, I guess not Cowboy Bebop, but like the style and animation of Cowboy Bebop, and just modernize it.
Yeah,
like the story, it looks like it's his type of work.
Yeah, there's another one that Shinichiro Watanabe made that Prodigy really liked. Oh, that's what it was. It was Caroline and Tuesday. And he was a big fan of that one. He also had an episode in the Animatrix. He did the Blade Runner Blackout. Yeah, he doesn't do like a lot of stuff, but what he does do is like really good. So yeah, check it out.
What was that Brazilian anime that came out a little while ago that we talked about on the podcast?
Was that him? I think I know what you're talking about. It was like, I thought it was him.
Let's see.
I know what you're talking about. It wasn't Caroline Tuesday. It was like, I forget what you talk. I know what you're talking about though.
It was. I'm looking at it right now. I just Googled. It was Michako
and Hachin. Michako.
Yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
And Hachin. Was that by him? I don't know if I finished that series. It was really good though.
Well,
I think it's one of those series that just end without like having like a true ending. Like what's that one? Dead Man Wonderland. Like that season ended, and I feel like I didn't see it like all the way through, but I looked at like the episodes. I'm like, wait, I did watch all this. Like, what the hell?
Yeah, that was a really good one too. That was not by Shinichiro, but it's very like Shinichiro Watanabe. Oh wait, it was produced by him. There you go. All right.
Yeah. Okay. He did have a dip of his toe in there.
Yeah, but it was directed by Sayo Yamamoto. So
I like how for the genre for this series it just says girls with guns.
Yeah.
I guess that was it the Gunners Guild for Sword Art Online. That was basically girls with guns and a couple of other series.
Yeah, I need to catch up on like the latest SAO, the Gun Gale Online. I haven't watched the latest season. I watched a couple, like maybe 2 episodes. I need to watch the rest. I've been busy being lonely and doing jujitsu. So yeah.
Oh, dude. Are you caught up on what's that show called? On Invincible?
No, not at all. I heard it's really good. I need to.
It's really good too.
Yeah.
Just the fact that the Invincible has so many like A, B list celebrities on there that makes it really cool.
You know, it's funny.
Like we get.
Go ahead. Sorry. No, go ahead.
No, I was just gonna say, like, I guess one of the not recent, so like a couple of episodes ago, they brought somebody on, and just because of what happened with these two characters on another show, it just makes it a little bit funny. Because the voice of Invincible is Steven Yeun, and there's a Voltamite that shows up, and
Viltrumite,
yeah. English is not my first language. Baby was my first language. I speak the goo goo gaga.
What's funny is like I look at my Facebook memories like pretty much every day, and one of them was talking about like how much I loved Invincible. Like I think I watched it before it came out because I still have access to Prime Video, so I have like the early access stuff. And I was like, hey, when this drops, people are gonna love it, and it dropped, and like everybody loved it. Same thing with like The Boys.
Yeah, The Boys. The first 5 minutes of The Boys had me like, whoa.
Yeah. Oh my god. It was me and Old Ninja. That's like one of the coolest things of like I always tell the story, but of we were at SDCC Comic Con, and we did a really good job of like setting up like all of our stuff that we wanted to do. And one of them was that we got access to be on the red carpet for The Boys. So we have pictures on Instagram on the red carpet for The Boys, taking all these pictures, and then we got invited to go in to like watch the show before it came out. This was like weeks or maybe months before it came out, and they literally recreated like one of the scenes from the show there, and then they had a big screen like outdoors to like watch the first 2 episodes, and like I think it was like 2 rows behind me was Sonequa Martin Green, and it was like it was amazing. Like they had it was all catered and shit, and it was dope, and like everybody that was watching it like the first episodes, like everybody was amazed, and yeah, I'm so glad that show is still going on right now, and it's another Kirk, what's his name? Oh no, that's not Kirk, whatever his name is. That's a different guy. It's Gareth something. But yeah, anyway, it's another really good non-Marvel, non-DC comic book series getting made into a show. That's fantastic. So I'm really glad for independent comics getting their time to shine. Speaking of that, I know that you're reading Dungeon Crawler Carl, so we're gonna segue into that.
Hell yeah, dude!
How are you liking it so far?
So I finished the second book. Like my trip down to LA and back. I just all I listened to was Dungeon Crawl, or actually not down there because I have my family with me. But like, yeah, I'm enjoying it, man. I mean, the first book took me a while to really get into it, just because of like the book I listened to before that. Like I had to my brain was set for like this sci-fi world, and then like there's some shit that happens on Earth, and so I just had to get used to the narration that was going on and like the storytelling. But once I got into it and the story started to like really pick up, I was like, yo, this shit's fucking good. It's really good. But like, I know you mentioned everything about like the cat Donut. Sorry, my bad. Princess Donut. Gotta say her name.
Oh, sorry,
right.
Princess Donut, the Queen Anne chunk.
Yeah. Dude, she is so fucking hilarious. Like on my way down, or on my way to work, while I was down in Pasadena, there's a section that happens where Carl has like a guide basically, and whenever they get into a safe room, they like summon him like automatically, and it kind of sucks. But like, I guess the guy didn't realize that they were gonna. It made me think of like there's a scene in Aladdin where Aladdin rubs the genie's lamp, and like genie's in the bath, and he's like, whatever. Like every time you're in the bath, there's always a rub at the lamp. So I love Aladdin, so I can quote that line all the time. But yeah, the dungeon guy, he was like about to get busy, and like he just ends up passing out at it, right? But I saved the audio recording too, because on my phone you can actually like screen grab and record audio. And I recorded the audio because it was so fucking funny. Like I was crying laughing when Donut said, and it was my intro too, where like they're pinking their tour guide basically, and Donut's like, you were drunk and you molested somebody's grandma. Like it was the funniest shit ever. And it came out of nowhere. Like I wasn't prepared. I was laughing so hard. I still laugh to it. Like I played it to my coworker. Just that one part. I played it to my coworker. I played it to the sweetness. Like anybody who's near me, I play the audio for him because it's so freaking funny. But overall, the series is good. Like it's crazy what's happening. The AI in the book is like super fucking funny, and like the stuff that happens is really interesting.
Oh, let me give you just like the quick synopsis of like the book. It's kind of hard to explain because like there's a lot of stuff that happens, especially like I'm caught up with the series. All right, so I'm like 7 books in.
Yeah, I think there's only 7 right now.
Right now, yeah, there's gonna be more. The synopsis is that there's a guy named Carl, just some random dude, who's living his life, and his girlfriend basically leaves him for somebody that she was on vacation with. Her name's Beatrice.
Her ex-boyfriend.
Yeah, and so he's waiting for her to like pick up all of her stuff from like his house. Or no, she already got her stuff, but he kept the cat for some reason, and the cat's name is Donut.
Well, no, so he he realized she was
cheating. Yeah,
and so he gave the parents the stuff,
mm-hmm.
but he kept the cat.
Yeah, and the cat is a like a show cat.
Yeah,
that won a bunch of awards for being like a show cat. She's a Persian cat. Like I said, her name is Queen Donut, the Queen Anne Chunk. And one night, he leaves. It's like in winter. He's in like the Seattle area, and he leaves the window open, and Donut jumps out of the apartment on the second floor and jumps into a tree. And so he runs out to like get Donut out of the tree because she's gonna like freeze to death. And right after he goes outside, all of a sudden, like every single building in the world, anything with a roof collapses, killing everybody inside.
Yeah.
And so like all of a sudden, like the whole world is like fucked up. He's like, what the hell is going on? Like everything's dead. He's got his cat, but he's like literally outside with like no shoes on, his boxers and a jacket. Just like, and he's like, all right, like what the fuck? And it ends up being that like Earth got bought by like some intergalactic corporation, and Earth owes money to like some corporation, but they didn't know they owed money to him, and so they're repossessing Earth. And so for Earth to make money to pay back like what they owe, they're gonna strip the Earth of resources, and they're also gonna make like a TV show about dungeon crawling, like basically like a TV show, like a video game. And so they have to go like underground. People that, if you want to like survive, you have to like go like through these gates underground. And then they make like a TV show on like how they're going to survive, and like there's like really fucked up shit that is underground, and that's how like the premise of the book starts. It's like it's a lit RPG because after they go into like through these gates, they basically enter a game world, but it's still on Earth, but it's a game world.
It's underground.
Yeah,
and there's like 18 levels to it, right? I can't.
Yeah, but nobody goes to the 18th floor.
Yeah, nobody's ever got that far.
Yeah, and there's like there's a lot of shit that you don't even know about, like the whole like anarchist cookbook and stuff like that. It's like it gets crazy.
Like I mean, in book 2, they this part had me rolling. Like the reason why Donut was outside was hilarious.
Yeah,
they explained why she was outside because
it was Ferdinand, right? If I remember correctly.
Yeah, the Ferdinand. But his name's not really Ferdinand. It's like something else, like Toby or something like that. But yeah, the book is really well written. The person doing the voice, because I do the audiobook, and the person doing the voice sounds just like is it Patrick Warburton, the guy who does the voice of Joe from Family Guy.
Yeah. So the narrator's name is Jeff Hayes, who's he's one of the best
it's pretty good
narrators of all time. Like the fact that he does all these voices, like I'm pretty sure the version of the book that you read is not the full cast, right? It's just him, right?
No, it's just him.
Okay, so they're actually redoing the book for a full cast. It's going to be like Sandman.
Yeah.
But
and I think it's cool if they do that, but like, I mean, a lot of characters don't live very long.
Oh yeah,
at least where I'm at.
Well, Jeff Hayes is going to be on the cast, so he's still going to be there. I'm pretty sure he's going to play Carl. So, but yeah, so like Sound Booth Theater is like the name of the company that Jeff Hayes is a part of, and Sound Booth Theater is going to do like a full retelling of the book with the full cast, sound effects. There's some sound effects in the original audio version, but it's not.
Yeah,
there's gonna be more plus music and stuff. So it should be really good. Like these are actually one of the books that I recommend to listen to because it's so much fun. Because like when you hear like the AI slowly going kind of crazy, yeah, and like being like really weird about Carl's feet.
Does a creepy voice.
Yeah, it's super gross about his feet, but yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's really good. I'm enjoying it, and it's I was gonna say like I like how they really make it seem like a game show. Like the fact that like once they can be pulled away from the game to do sponsorship type stuff or like do interviews and then be thrown back in there, but then there's like an intergalactic war that's going, not a war, but like there's other races out there.
It is.
It's kind of crazy.
It will be a war. Sorry, spoiler alert.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely going to happen where I'm at. Like, there's definitely war that's about to go down. But like the storytelling is really well done because, like, there's other Earthlings, not Earthlings out there, but humanoid people out there. Basically, they seed these planets with these people, and they wait till they reach a certain maturity, or I guess technologically advanced, before they kind of come in and fuck shit up and basically start the game. Because it's not like like this is the first time it's ever happened. Like this has been going on for like
it's
centuries.
Yeah, it's more prolific than you think once you get further in the books. So, the guy that writes the books, Matt Dinniman, he's actually a really cool dude. I've actually interacted with him on Twitter. I'm not going to call it the other word because it's just Twitter to me. Yeah. And I was tweeting to him. I was asking him for like recommendations on like books because I was like in between Dungeon Crawler Carl and like his next book. And that's when he recommended the Scott Sigler book. So when I recommended the Pandemic series, it's from him. So yeah.
What's the other book you mentioned? I think I finished reading that one. The
one by Scott Sigler. It was called
the Sky something or the
what the fuck is it called? It's like
you literally just said it. Like the Land something.
No. I forget it's. Hold on, I gotta find it. I'm looking right now. The Crypt Shakedown.
Oh, okay, I haven't read that one yet.
Yeah, and that was from like 2 years ago. So yeah.
Yeah, there's another audiobook I just finished that you recommended. The Land Founding.
Yeah.
Yeah, I finished that one. I'm trying to remember what it was about now that I'm looking at it.
The Land was with Richter and the Sprites.
And the Sprites. Wow, I really can't fucking remember that.
Yeah, remember? Now you're fucking me up now too. I'm like, do I remember the book? Yes, I do remember the book. So I'm trying to remember that because like it's been a while since I read like the first Land. I remember I reread it recently. So like his best friend was, oh my god, no, I forget. I remember the main guy's name is Richter.
Yeah, it's Richter.
And he ends up being basically like an archer in the book. And he does magic too. Yeah. Anyway, we'll do a review of the book. Like I wasn't prepared to like answer those questions today. The reason why I know more about the Dungeon Crawler Carl is because I literally just read the most recent book like a month or two ago. So yeah. Anyway, there is a question in the chat from Warrior Fella. He's asking, who is to blame for the live action Snow White disaster? It's a lot. In my opinion,
all of Disney.
No, so let me give some background on Snow White. So, if maybe y'all didn't know this, there's a really good episode from Today Explained on Vox Media, which is actually I listen to that podcast like a lot. I forget the name of one of my favorite people. I forget her name now. I gotta look her up. Hold on. No. There's like a person that does like that's one of the hosts of Today Explained, and she's awesome. Honestly, I wish I could shoot my shot on this chick, but she lives far from me.
Okay. Okay. Sorry, I just dawned on me what the Land was about.
Noel King. Noel King and Sean Ramaswamy. Am I saying that right? I'm pretty sure I am because I've heard him say his name a whole bunch of times. So I'm pretty sure they do an episode about Snow White. And there's like a lot. So if y'all didn't know, like the history of Snow White, like it was a Brothers Grimm story, which is like way different from like the Disney adaptation of it. And also it was like Disney's first actual movie, like feature-length movie. Before it was all just shorts because everybody thought that cartoons back in the day were they're going to be short stories. But Disney, they poured in a whole ton of money into making an adaptation of Snow White, and they actually created new technology of like they had like this camera that can like zoom in and out of foreground and backgrounds and stuff like that. Like there was like a lot of really cool stuff that Disney did, and the amount of time they took, like painstakingly, drawing and painting all of these scenes for Snow White. was at the time way ahead of its time, and it really changed the trajectory of Disney being able to produce movies. Like I said, it's the first feature length animated movie. And so we're going to fast forward to today. I think that there was like a lot of issues with the movie that are kind of almost counterpointed with each other. So I'll give you like an example. So Rachel, what is her name? I need to look up the cast of Snow White, just so I know, so I can get all their names right. Yeah, Rachel Ziegler. I was gonna get her name. I was gonna get her name right. Rachel Ziegler. Right yeah, you were walking away. Rachel Ziegler, who is half Polish, like half Colombian, I believe. She's not any part African American, which we probably talked about before in the podcast. I thought she was half black, but she's not. She's fucking half Polish and half, Colombian. Anyway, she is very pro Palestine, and Gal Gadot served in the IDF. So like, if you pay attention, like any like politics, like at all, that's kind of like, no matter how you slice it, some folks ain't gonna watch your movie. So yeah, somebody that is pro-Palestine, another person that literally served in the Israeli army. Putting that aside, all right, the dwarves in it were creepy. They could have actually hired actual little people to be in the movie, which I think would be appropriate because that's what they are in the movie.
And kind of jump real quick. We also saw this. This was also an issue in the other Snow White movie, which I was like in the shower. I was like, wait, there was another Snow White movie. It was the one with the girl that breathed through her mouth. That was in
the girl that breathes through her mouth. God,
Kristen
damn.
Stewart.
Oh, okay.
Kristen Stewart. Yeah, because she played Snow White in a movie, and like the dwarf was like,
oh boy,
the dwarves were CGI, but they weren't CGI. They actually used like people's faces, but they were still CGI. Because I think Daniel something was in there as one of the dwarves, the guy from Shaun of the Dead. But yeah, he was one of the dwarves, but he was like a full size person, but they just like CGI'd him to be like a small person.
I don't understand why they do this, because we have people that are, this is the problem for me. Like, I don't know a word to say. All right. It's weird. So like recently, like my jiu-jitsu folks, one of the guys that I did jiu-jitsu with, he invited me to go to like midget wrestling, and it says midget wrestling. All right. I'm just like, is that a word I can use? I don't fucking know. But anyway, there's like, there are plenty of people that are actors that are, little people or midgets or what the fuck you want to call them. All right. Whatever is least offensive. If somebody is a little person or a midget or whatever, please correct me if it's like what I'm saying is infuriating or not. I don't know. Trying to be respectful. There are people that are of that size that are actors that exist. Like, why don't we use them? Like I feel like they're literally like taking people's jobs. Like, because they exist. They could have been in the movie. And I know that some of the comments that Rachel Ziegler said about like about the movie and the premise in general was not favorable to like a lot of people. Of like the story of Snow White is kind of creepy. And if you actually look at the original story from the Brothers Grimm, it is worse. Creepy because they literally take her body, like the prince or whatever. No, the prince or whatever. Like literally, like takes her body like into his house, and then like was doing creepy shit, and like somebody slaps her to like wake her up or some shit. And it's like it's very weird. It's not the way that you think it is. Like it's a retelling of a story. So yeah,
dude, all the Brother Grimm stories are dark. Like with Little Mermaid, like Little Mermaid doesn't win at the end. She fucking dies and becomes fucking sea foam. Hansel and Gretel.
Seafoam Green.
Yeah,
very green. I'm just saying.
Was it? There was another story. I think it might have been. No, it was Sleeping Beauty. Like Sleeping Beauty's dad like had sex with her, and they ended up having 2 kids while she was still asleep. Like that's how dark those fucking stories are. Yeah. Even Peter Pan, the original Peter Pan story, isn't good. Like Tinkerbell tries to get the Lost Boys to kill Wendy. Like they're like throwing rocks at her and stuff like that, and she like crashes or whatever. But Peter Pan actually kills the Lost Boys when they start to grow up. Like those who gets away become pirates, but like like he kills Lost Boys, and it's in the story. I read the book.
So yeah, like the vast majority of these, Disney movies are retellings of folklore stuff that have pretty dank ass, are just disturbing origins. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised like Moana was like really fucked up. Well, actually, no, I do know it's fucked up because like the thing that.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm not gonna talk about
it. The way Maui dies.
Yeah, we don't gotta talk about that.
Anyway. Yeah, so back to Snow White. You were saying.
Sorry. That's why Snow White. I think there was like a lot of problems with the premise of it, the actresses, the CGI stuff, and the fact that they're trying to fill the shoes of a original movie that really shaped the trajectory of Disney. Honestly, if they'd have put that shit in VR, it'd have been like more appropriate because it'd have been like a totally new format. Because back then, like that was not a format being used for like a long form animated movie. Just that didn't exist, and they kind of broke the mold. In this one, they didn't break the mold of anything. So yeah.
One thing that's interesting, so Disney tried to reanimate Snow White recently, like remastered, and if you watch it, it's horrible because like the way the animation was done back then, like you can tell the remastered part because it was like too sharp or too crisp, or like the color blend was just totally different. Like it's easy to tell that like they basically they fucked it up. They should have just kept it the way it was because it was down there perfect the way it was. But like, yeah, you remember back in the show, like back in the days with cartoons, how like you could tell like something was about to happen because like the background became kind of like the foreground a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's basically like that.
Yeah, that was always like really weird. Like old cartoons, you can tell like when somebody's gonna move because the color was a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, the world we live in now is very different from the world that we grew up in, which is weird. So yeah, I think we've adapted pretty well.
Yeah, and like right now, since Snow White is sitting at the worst, is it the worst of all time, or is it just the worst for Disney? Because I know it dethroned Dragon Ball's Evolution.
I think on what, Rotten Tomatoes?
Is it Rotten Tomatoes or is it box office, like day one box office?
Oh, so the day one thing, it's actually not the worst. So I know that somebody said that Mufasa was like worse.
Oh yeah, it was.
But then it still made $700 million. So I'm like, yeah, I'm giving Snow White could still make a lot of money. They could, but I think that honestly, I'm more interested in seeing Lilo and Stitch in live action because that actually looks pretty interesting. Because like I watched that with my oldest daughter quite a few times. So yeah.
And if you didn't know, that's where our podcast mate got his name from, with Stitch, and it's his significant other is Lilo.
Yep.
Only problem I have with the whole Stitch and Lilo live action is Bubbles, because Bubble in the cartoon is like big, like he looks like a bouncer. Like if he was still alive, like what's that guy's name?
Isn't Ving Rhames still alive? That's his fucking voice, isn't it?
Yeah, Ving Rhames still around. They should have had him play him.
I don't know. Maybe he's like out of shape or something. I don't know. But Ving Rhames is pretty, intimidating looking. What happened to that guy?
Who's the voice of Bubbles? Yeah, it was Ving Rhames. Yeah, he could have totally played him.
He could have.
Like the new guy. The new guy just looks like somebody's uncle.
And he's still acting. Like what the fuck? Just if he's too short, put him in some platform shoes. Whatever, he's not even that fucking short. I don't even know how tall he is. I was
gonna say Michael Douglas.
He's the guy, right? He's 6 foot, dude. He's good.
Oh yeah,
yeah.
Because Bubbles looked like a bouncer. Like he wasn't gonna let you into the club. But the new guy looks like you didn't come to his Waffle House, and he's like, all right, you're in.
Oh, Brandon in the chat, he said Michael Clark Duncan would have fitted so well. Yes. Also, R.I.P. Michael Clark Duncan. Yeah, he would have played a really good Bubbles.
Was a boss.
Yeah. I don't know why I thought that Ving Rhames was short for some reason. He's taller than me.
He seems big. But, go ahead, call it to you, mama. From fucking Baby Boy.
Oh, yeah.
He chokes what's name, Tyson's character. Go ahead, cry to your mama.
Rewinding a little bit about Dungeon Crawler Carl. I forgot, like at the end, I wanted to say that they're actually making it into a TV series.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
So I forgot, and it's by Fuzzy Door, which is the production studio of Seth MacFarlane. So if y'all want to be like, I read the book first, like read the book now. So probably like a year or so until it comes out. But yeah,
I wonder if it'll be animated or live action.
I don't know.
Oh man, they're making a Naked Gun reboot.
Oh no.
Yeah, it's gonna have Liam Neeson in there playing Frank, and it's coming out August.
Liam Neeson. Well, I mean, there can't be a black guy in the show. I'm just saying.
Yeah. Lisa Koshy's gonna be in it. Pamela Anderson's gonna be in there. That's kind of cool.
For some reason, Tatiana Ali came up when I looked up Ving Rhames. Goddamn, she's fine still to this day, and she's my age. So yeah, or our age, I guess.
Busta Rhymes gonna be in it. Yeah, it's being produced by Fuzzy Door. That's why it came up.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Yeah, Seth MacFarlane.
It's called Naked Gun, also known as Naked Gun 4 1/4 Law of Toughness.
Oh man, yeah, they've been so ridiculous with the names of shit. Anyway, the reason why Tatiana Ali came up is because of Seth MacFarlane for some reason, but also she was in Abbott Elementary, like surprisingly. Which Janelle James is in, which we had a really great interview with Janelle James years ago before Abbott Elementary was even announced. She's a great person, super funny super funny on the phone.
Put me in my place.
Yeah. Anyway, you want to wrap this, or is anything else you want to talk about?
I'm trying to think. I did have a Beat and BTI question, but I'll save it for later. One interesting thing that happened on my trip down to LA. On my way back, I stopped in a city because I had to charge my car, and the place I thought that there was a bar, so I'm like, okay, I gotta charge my car for like 15 minutes. Let me go grab a quick beer. And as I walked in there, I was like, yeah, my kind isn't from my kind. I'm not saying my kind isn't welcome there, but like, I'm pretty sure when I walked in, the fucking needle scratch. It's like, yes. Like there was nothing but like old white people in there.
You were in like the middle of California?
No, I was over there by Los Baños.
That's the middle of California.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And like, I mean, there's like Trump flags and stuff on the side of the road. So yeah. But that's the first time that happened, because one time I went to a meat market up past Sacramento, and like as we're driving through the town, there's just Trump flags like here and there. I'm like, ooh, we are going to places that.
Yeah, we have talked about it many times on the podcast. Is that, you know, a lot of, if you look at like the distribution of voters on a map, California looks red as fuck. But the actual concentration of people, LA, San Diego, even San Diego's kind of fucking red too, though. LA and like the Bay Area especially, there's way more people there. And so it's like blue. There's like, you know, I would say between like LA and the Bay Area, there's probably, I want to say more than half of California's population, conservatively, like saying that.
Yeah.
But if you look at like, you know, the map of California, like most of it is red. So if you leave the Bay Area, you leave LA, you know, you leave San Diego County, even parts of San Diego County, it's super red. And people are just, they're not, you know, they're Trump people. You know, they're people that, you know,
I remember last year.
People that I ain't trusting. So
yeah. Last year, I think, was it last year? I think, no, for the Sweet Tonight anniversary, we went to Tahoe, and we went for, I don't know, we actually drove by the Kitty Cat Club, not the Kitty Cat Club, is it the Dollhouse? Is that what it's called? Where they have
I thought it was oh yeah. No.
What's the name of that house?
I used to watch that fucking show on Real Sex. Yeah.
Yeah. Anyways, we're near there. We weren't going there.
Cat
we
House?
could have me driving by.
Is it Cat House?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a cat house.
Yeah.
Something like that. Anyways, we're in that area, and there's like literally a giant digital billboard saying that had like Trump
Sorry,
2025.
it's the Moonlight Bunny Ranch, also known as Cat
Bunny
House the
Ranch.
show.
That's what it
Yeah,
was. Yeah. Bunny Ranch.
that's a great series, by the way. I'm just saying.
Yeah, that was pretty. Yeah, Real Sex was a really good series.
Yeah,
like that show was educational.
And you know what? It's hard to find now. Like you can't.
Yeah,
they need to bring back Real Sex, like for real. Like there's like a whole generation of freaks that don't know that there's other freaks out there. So
that's true.
Yeah.
Every time I think of that show, the one episode I think about is when like the lady was giving classes on how to give BJs, and then she like had all these like dildos in the washing machine, not a washing machine, in a dishwasher. I was like, whoa, you can't eat at everybody's house.
The show ran for like 19 years.
Did it really?
And yeah, from like 1990. I remember watching it like when I was a kid. Till 2009, and you can't watch it now. Like there's no place to like find it. Like streaming. Yeah, and everybody's like, where do you find it? Like
yeah, because like I tried looking on HBO Max.
Yeah, it's not there.
I looked it up and nothing came up. Netflix, nothing.
Oh, you gotta go on like archive stuff. Holy shit.
Archive.org.
Yeah. Hopefully it doesn't play anything.
There it is.
Is it?
You gotta go
to the internet. Yeah, it's not coming up. Same thing. Internet Archive doesn't even fucking. It might have like some pictures, but yeah, that's crazy. And you can't even get this shit on fucking DVD. Like I'm pretty sure maybe you got to eBay it, but like that is so insane that this educational ass show is basically non-existent to somebody that used to watch it, and now it's just like you can't get it. It's crazy.
There's one video that's 24 hours long. It's supposed to be all of the episodes.
All of them. Yeah. Oh wait, it's on Plex. All right. Well, okay. There's a place where you can get it. You can get it on Plex.
Oh, they have it. They have it on Internet Archive. I think it's at least it's trying to load.
Yeah, it's not loading right, but yeah, it's on Plex, and I can, if I press the button, it would play like weird shit. So, not weird shit, sexual shit, and we can't do that on YouTube. So, but I found
barely
it.
Say that word. They pulled Cat House 2 off of there.
Yeah.
You can't find the Cat House show.
Yeah. Well, Taxi Cab Confessions was on.
Those are good too.
That's on HBO Max now. Okay, so HBO Max needs to bring back real sex. I mean, like especially by like modern standards, it's like not that crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's true. People are a little bit more open minded.
Yeah.
Oh damn! This thing is killing my bandwidth. Okay, let me.
All right. For it. Anyway, what else you got, man?
Oh, that's it for me. I mean, I got my outro. I'll talk a couple of things there, but.
All right. For me, I don't know. Just chilling. Guess I'm living the single life still.
Back at it again.
Yeah, just I'm doing that thing still. So hey, if you're watching this podcast, you think I look okay? I guess. Shoot your shot.
Slide in them DMs.
Yeah, slide in the DMs.
Just be careful because the whole crew can see it.
Actually, I put it on my personal email. So if you go to
I guess it's true.
Yeah, because it's not like it's my personal, but sort of not really. That's my.
Well, you get your on Twitter too. So follow us on Twitter.
I do. So if you go, you could follow us on Twitter. Yeah, just shoot your shot. You put our group email is bethenbt@gmail.com. Put it to K0nus, and I'll give you my personal email address. If you really want to shoot your shot, whatever. At this point in my life, I don't really give a fuck. But I do have standards, and I am not settling. So, yeah, if I shoot you down, don't be mad at me. Not that we're like this podcast is like full of like a bunch of female viewers.
Yeah,
I know we're not, but there are some of y'all. I'm just saying. I know there's some of y'all. Anyway, other than that, What is going on with me recently? I guess not a lot. I'm just chilling, trying to like survive in this crazy ass fucking country.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, just doing a lot of jujitsu and trying to get back into riding my motorcycle more. So yeah, hopefully y'all enjoy this podcast. I guess I'll do the outro. You have been listening to the Dankest podcast on the internet, Black and the Black Times Infinity. You can
Infinity.
There we go. All right on time. You
can an outro, man.
Yeah. You can find us at benapproductions.com benapproductions.com.squarespace. Wait, no. I messed it up. benapproductions.squarespace.com/BNMTI. We're on Twitter. We're on Twitter. We're on Blue Sky, Facebook, YouTube, all the places. If there's a place that you frequent that we are not on, let us know. We're also on iTunes, Stitcher, when it was around anyway. We're everywhere. So yeah, if there's a platform that you can't find us on, that you want us on, let us know and we will get us on there. As long as we don't got to pay too much money for it. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
This shit isn't free. Like literally, like hosting this podcast, it's not free. We pay monthly fees for shit, or yearly fees for basically everything that we do. So yeah, if you can support us, do so. If you can't, no big deal. All right. I guess with that, we're out this bitch. You did your outro thing, right?
Not really, but it's all good.
No, oh fuck, I messed it up. This is why we have Old Ninja.
So good.
No, do you want to do an outro?
No, I was just gonna say happy birthday to my little guy. He turned 4 last week.
That's important.
So we went down to California Adventure for him. But next week is the month of April, and I decided to do something I've never done before for my birthday month, and I am going to give up drinking for the whole month. And I'm also going to try to do periodic fasting again, and also my whole goal is to drop weight to 165. I want to be 165 before I turn 46. So,
you know what, Blue? This is kind of funny because I'm going to do the same thing for April because I gained at least 10 pounds for SFB week. And I'm gonna quit drinking.
Damn.
And I'm probably gonna document what I'm gonna do this time because everybody asks me how the fuck do you lose weight that fast? I'll document it this time, and I'm gonna start in April. I'm gonna stop drinking. I'm gonna go back to keto. I'm gonna keep fasting, and you'll see exactly what I do at an old age to lose weight.
And also, we're gonna be moving. We just signed a lease for a place over in San Carlos. And so we're going to be renting out our place here, start getting that ready, and then move over there. Right now we have a 3-bedroom house, and we're moving into a 2-bedroom condo, I think what it's considered. It's basically an apartment, a 2-bedroom apartment. But it's bigger than our place here. It's a 2-bedroom, 2-bathroom. So we definitely need that second bathroom because, 2 guys and 1 female. There's been times where all 3 of us needed the bathroom, and it just wasn't working. But yeah, we're looking forward to that. Yeah, then I just watch my little guy get bigger and bigger, and it's fucking insane. But that's it for me.
All right,
let's get out this booch.
Just remember what I just said about 3 minutes ago, and just replay it in your mind. Anyway, rock the pitch, please.
Into the unknown vastness of space. Yet many questions remain unanswered.